All right, this is Carl. I'm going to try to connect the lines to this. There's going to be some drippage. I just tied these two together. They got fluid in them. Hopefully I can get that loose and start this one with my hand, and then I've got a line wrench that I'll use to, come on, it goes like that, and it quickly goes like that. Give that a couple turns. That's not the right one. Which one was it? This one? Yeah. I'll just tighten that down. On there. Hopefully not introduce very much air into it. Probably inevitable though. This line goes down to the portioning valve. It feels pretty tight. Here we go. That's one. Is that going to be the same size wrench? Maybe. That one off. And a little bit of dripping, a little dripping. Come on. Oh, this one's not quite one to go right on. They started Bike Across Kansas today. I was on Bike Across Kansas last year when I found this hunk of burning metal, and contacted the guy who was selling it in Lincoln, Kansas, and told him I would buy it. And I went up there with my nephew Jacob, and we took a flatbed trailer. And when I got there, the two guys, the one guy that was selling it got his brother, and they came around, actually started it up, and it moved on its own motivation. Would you look at that? I got the master cylinder now connected to the lines. Hopefully they're connected to the right lines. I thought that they would be two different sizes. It almost seems as though they were not. This is the front. It's the smaller one for the disc brakes, larger one for the rear drum brakes. And I'm just hopeful that it's all connected correctly. Watch it not be. Then I'm going to take some of these vacuum caps. And watch me just, that looks like the hinge. There we go. And I'm going to eyeball this one and say, is that it? No, that's too big. Let's try this one. It's got to be the size so it doesn't just come off. You know what? That's probably the right one. That's on there pretty good. Almost could go one smaller, but we'll stick with that one. That is a 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch long. All right. And this, I'm going to connect to this one. I'm going to take this piece off. This piece actually was plugged into the, and maybe that's designed. Maybe that's designed so Is that supposed to come out and just plug that in? I do not know. I know the video I watched, I think it was sort of stock. He had this one connected to that with a and held on with a, I don't know what you call it, piece. So he had worked that piece out like so. Oops. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab one of those. Yeah, you see that? It's just a hose clamp. Just a hose clamp. And that'll go. I need to put it so that I can have it oriented correctly, and that'll go like, no! I got another one. I'm standing on a tire over here because there, that'll work, and I can pull that one up later. And that'll just feeds on like that. And then this hose clamp, screw that down. Let me grab a screwdriver. Oh my God, this is a ratcheting screwdriver. Look at this thing. I got a bunch of really old tools. This is a ratcheting screwdriver. Look at that. It's a ratcheting screwdriver. That thing's about 100 years old. All right, I got a bunch of my dad's old tools here. This is, let's see if that's gonna work. I know. I'd have to get my drill and just zip. I may have to do that. I needed to tighten that down a little bit before I put it on there. Come on. Standing on a tire and it's hitting me right in my dinner. Ouch. And it's really humid today. We had a whole lot of rain last night, and I'm just all these guys wear these rubber gloves, but man, your hands get sweaty inside of there, and you can't hold on to anything. I made a little progress that time. I think. Come on. Just tighten you right down. Can't see what I'm doing. There. I'll turn that a little bit. I don't want to over tighten that because it's just plastic holding it. But you want it to, so it doesn't, I guess, so it doesn't come off, I assume. Okay. I think that probably has got it. Good enough for what I'm doing. All right. Hooked up. Hooked up, hooked up, hooked up. Everything is hooked up. Next thing I want to do is bleed the brakes. Okay, I'm gonna put a pause on this. Well, that's been exciting. So what's happened was I connected the master cylinder. Then I went in and connected the brake pedal to the brake booster. And that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, since I'd already worked it up and I knew it all fit, but it didn't want to go together. I bolted that together, and then I was looking around. I came over here to the driver's side brake, and it's just pouring out brake fluid. Check the connections. It's all connected. Seems to be connected right to me, but it's coming out right there. I've taken it off twice. I've cranked it down as hard as I can. That piece, that hose right there, I think it's still dripping. But I don't have all night to mess with this tonight. So I don't know if maybe this is a brand new caliper. Maybe there's something defective with the caliper. Maybe there's something defective with the hose. I don't know, but it shouldn't just be spewing out brake fluid like that. I checked my washers. I got one washer above and one washer below on the nut, or on the bolt that's bolted down through the hole. So I do not know what my issue is here. That's going to be for another time. All right, that's all the time I got for tonight. It's been a couple hours. It's been longer than I wanted to be here. It's already 8:30. I'm going to be in trouble. So anyway, back to the starting point, I guess. I'll let you know how it goes next time. Thanks.